And MCI had the idea of laying advanced fiber optics networks all over the country. But that involved massive amounts of work, right? They had to dig up the US and lay cable. AT&T already had the cable in it. You remember your economics lesson, big barrier to entry? Right? So here's MCI, they've got a vision, they've got an idea, but they need billions of dollars. And they try to raise it, and they try to issue stock, and they try to think about issuing bonds, and it's just too difficult of a project to value and too difficult of a project, too risky of a project to get easy access to capital for. And the guy who steps in and ultimately finds a way to get them capital, and therefore makes it possible. Because remember, when you lay down the fiber, when you do all that, what revenue is coming in? None. How are you paying those employees? You might say they're not working for anything. They're gonna not take any salary, and they're gonna wait until the venture's profitable, and then they're gonna take a percentage of the profit, right? Just doesn't happen, right? They want to get paid now, even though there's no revenue. They want to get paid now. And the suppliers and all the people involved in digging this up, how do they get paid? And how do you build it if you don't pay them? You can't. So you have to have capital in advance in order to make it possible to pay all these guys. That's where the financier steps in and puts together the money to make it possible to pay their employees, to buy the fiber, to dig the holes, to get the switches and the technology, and I don't know what else goes into creating a network, but it's complicated and it's expensive. That does not happen without financial markets that can aggregate the money, without people figuring out how to put in this case it was a junk, they called it junk, but it was a high yield bond. Then that's how they did it. They raised a lot of money with a high yield bond, paid a high interest rates to the investors in order to lay this. But somebody had to create that financial infrastructure. Somebody had to go out and raise the money from the capitalists. And one of the things that's crucial when we talk about, Marxists who claim that everything is created through labor. Labor doesn't exist. There's no such thing as an employee without capital. You know what we are without capital? We're subsistence farmers. We're subsistence farmers.